I'm Kyiv. I'm primarily a latex model, content creator, and I've been sent some really lovely items from Elin Harness that I'm going to rate for you guys, try on, chit chat about latex. So let me know in the comments as well if you have any questions, any other latex related questions, any other video suggestions as well. I haven't really explored much long form content on here. I am excited to do so. I'm kind of curious how it pans out and what you guys even really want to see in long form compared to my little shorts and stuff. So, Elin Harness, a brilliant Ukrainian brand. They do a lot of leather as well as latex. I was very excited when they reached out to me. I obviously love latex. They have, I believe, just started kind of expanding their latex line. I was curious what they had to offer. Let's start with unboxing this guy and seeing what's inside. It's all really prettily packaged in this box, which I love. I kind of hate when my latex comes in just cardboard. It's always a little disappointing versus this is a nice experience, little shiny plaque. One thing I love that they included is a mini bottle of shine. When I first got into latex, I didn't know a huge amount about it, which I think is kind of the case for most people initially. And so I bought some, I believe it was from Love Honey, and I didn't have any shine, I didn't have any dressing aid, I didn't even have talc. And my first experience was awful. I basically did not wear latex again, I think for a couple of years, because I was like, okay, none of this looks as cool as online, never mind. So I love them including some shine because then even people with their first purchase have some shine, can use it as dressing aid, and get the full effect of latex. I think that's brilliant. One thing I do like included sometimes for people is a care guide. I'm sure they probably have one on their website, but sometimes it's nice when there's a piece of paper. I've got probably 50 pieces by now, so very used to washing it all, everything. But for somebody new, I think it would be nice to have a little guide, but love the inclusion of some free shine. Next, we've got our little baggies. Great baggies, again, for storage. These are wonderful. I appreciate that from the brand because I personally hang up most of my latex because I use it enough, but if you're more long-term storing it, it is great to have bags like this. You basically cover latex in talc and fold it up, put it in here. It's all safe and sound, and then put it in a dark place. Make sure your latex is in a dark place. Let's open this up, and this is my first item, which I'm very excited about. I absolutely love this color, and all of this latex is still talced, so you'll see it shined up a little later in my video, but this keeps it safe during storage. And this is a lovely sort of bodycon dress from Elin Harness. It's, from the first looks of it, really nice. It's got good seams, it's not molded, it's properly handmade, seamed. The edges are finished, which I appreciate. Sometimes I've had latex where these bits are just cut off, and that can lead to some breakage, I've found. Or like if it catches on something, it can just completely rip all the way down, because that is something that happens with latex. So I'm excited to try this guy. Let's put him aside for now, open up the next piece. And I love that they're all individually packed, because if you don't know, some latex colours can bleed over to other ones. These ones I'm not too worried about, but with really light colours, say you've got a bright colour next to it or a dark, say a black, it can be quite an issue. You can get staining. Also, metal can stain light colours. So, for example, this laying against a white garment would be worrisome, but I love the individual packaging. Here we have some bottoms. They've got a full zip all the way through. That's interesting. There's not really a crotch zipper, so it's either kind of zipped or unzipped. With these, I'm used to normally having like a double zipper, so then you can do a little opening for activities, but not necessarily a complaint. I like the existence of a zipper. I love the olive green color. It's a little darker than olive, I believe, but we'll see what it looks like shined up, because latex colors also super change once they're shined. Finally, last but not least, we have a matching top. to those. And I love the long sleeves and the front zipper. Honestly, this may be a new favorite piece because I feel like I can even wear this with some jeans or these leggings that I'm currently wearing, things like that. I'm really excited to try all of these. Let's get them on and get them shined and see what we think of the fit. This is sliding on very nicely. I love fresh talked latex for that when I first get it in the mail. It's always probably the easiest time I ever have putting on latex because it's so evenly distributed. This is feeling great so far. No complaints about sizing. I was a little worried because it isn't fully made to measure. They took my measurements for sort of bust, waist, hips, but not arms or anything. But these are great, especially the sleeves. I've got pretty long arms, I'm pretty tall, and I say sometimes, very often, my sleeves kind of come up to here, and it's fine. It looks a bit silly. Versus these, about perfect. It's really comfy around here. What do you guys think? I quite like it. I like the option of having the zip sort of half open. The zip also stays. That's actually kind of rare. Some zips aren't really strong enough to where, like, if you're half zipped, it just like falls apart, unzips, and so you're constantly all the way up. Let's try and see what the neck feels like. Okay, this is quite a good neck because sometimes I've had items where they've been over tight as soon as I put them over my neck, and I personally get a little squirrely with stuff too tight around my neck, and yeah, I don't have any complaints about this. Let's try the matching bottoms and see what we think. I have the bottoms on now, and honestly, everything's a perfect fit. I am very pleased. I think this would even work as sort of a swimsuit look. Let's have a quick little review of the bottoms. They're a nice sort of high cut, not too cheeky to where I'd feel uncomfortable wearing them like at a beach or a lake or something like that. I am pretty pleased overall. It's a nice quality of latex, good thickness, and now I'm curious how it looks all shined up. So I'm going to grab my shining cloth and my shine, and let's see it all sparkly. So for shining, I've got a fresh little microfiber towel and my shine. I'm gonna squirt just a little bit across it. We'll need quite a bit in total for this fully talced piece. Generally, you can also wash off the talc first, and that definitely is a comment I get sometimes from people being like, don't you know to wash off the talc? It's like, I do, but for videos, it's a much more obvious effect when I shine something that is still talced. You can actually see the difference after the shining versus if I pre-wash and shine in the wash. It kind of loses the, I guess, cinema magic of, wow, it's shined. Don't mind me, if you're doing this at home, you can just take it off, give it a wash, and then put some shine in the bucket, swirl it around. It will be an easier time for everybody. Just doing the same. Sometimes I apply the shine directly and kind of use the cloth just to smooth it in. Sometimes to the cloth. It doesn't really matter. Just as long as you're getting coated in the silicone. One crazy thing I once had somebody comment on one of my posts was, hey, can I just use baby oil? Please don't use baby oil. It will literally melt your latex. Latex does not like oils of any kind. Sometimes shine will be called like something along the lines of latex oil, or people will colloquially refer to it as oiling their latex. They are not using oil. Please don't use oil. So getting everything, especially seams, sometimes some of the talc will get stuck in the seams. So it requires a little extra attention, and same on the bottoms. Getting it nice and shiny. So I can definitely do a little bit of a more thorough job off camera, but this gives you a good look at the rough colour it is going to be. I really like it. It's actually kind of a deeper forest green compared to some of my olive green latex, I'd say, and it's really pretty. Honestly, I'd say green latex is one of my favourite colour options outside of just this traditional black, and I'll give this outfit like a 9 out of 10. Very comfy, very versatile. You can wear the top separately with something else, and I'm really pleased with the general look. So next, we're going to try this dress on. Stay tuned. And here is this dress, and I'm in love. Honestly, the fit is the same. Fits like a glove. The shoulders are good. That's something I've had a problem with before. Quite broad shoulders. Sometimes the straps feel uncomfy. It's a nice length. It isn't too short, but also not long and restrictive, which can be an issue with latex, because if you're walking around in it, it can be a challenge. Again, love the colour, but let's see it shined up. Getting shine all over it. And just smoothing it in. Also, when your cloth starts to get saturated with shine, it will shine a little easier, so this cloth will do a better shining job on this dress than honestly it did on the other outfit, just because it's got a few layers in there of shine already, and they distribute a little bit more evenly, or at least we can hope. Well, this is turning into a really beautiful, somewhere between a plum and a burgundy, I'd say, color-wise. And I am very, very pleased with everything I'm seeing. I'll definitely give these a wash after this video and get them to their full shine potential. But this gives you a good look at what they will look like close enough once they are all pretty and shined up. So, this dress, brilliant, good fit, good tailoring, nice room for the hips. Honestly, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. The only reason the previous one was a 9 out of 10, I think, was like the originality of the design. I loved the big front zipper, sort of the stylized crop top but with long sleeves look. This is more of a classic. I've had other similar dresses, but beautifully executed. Honestly, no complaints about Elin Harness. Brilliant brand. So if you guys want to look them up, they do have a lot of other gorgeous options, as well as what I mentioned before with leather options if that's more your vibe. Obviously harnesses with Elin Harness. I'd really recommend giving them a go. Really reasonably priced, great quality, beautiful latex.